Hey y'all. The three men I admire the most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. They took the last train for the coast the day the music died. Are we on the verge of a world apocalypse? I don't know, but no, I wanted to talk about things that I admire about people. So my ex-husband had his own apartment when I met him. I admired the heck out of that. How cool is that when someone can have their own apartment, pay their own bills? He owned his car. It was decent. It was a Honda Civic. It looked nice on the outside, but weird on the inside because he bought it used. It was kind of messed up. But he had a decent car, a decent apartment. He had $20,000 saved in his 401k, $2,000 saved in his savings. These are all things that I'm hoping to find again if I do replace my baby daddy, but I don't know if I'll find all that again. My ex-husband's body was perfect. The most perfect body that you could ever see on a guy. That was my ex-husband when I met him. Perfect body, went to the gym every day. Nice muscles, beautiful eyes. He had blue-green eyes just like mine. He had nice teeth. I'm pretty sure he brushed his teeth. I think he even flossed every day. How nice. He had an apartment that was actually on a lake. It was in Kansas City, Missouri. And the lake was really cool because it had like tons of geese there. There was like 30 or 40 geese in the water. Anyway, so I would just sit on his couch just looking out the sliding glass door at the lake and watching the geese. It was very therapeutic. So there were so many reasons why I picked my ex-husband. He was a bit odd and nervous when I first met him, but then I saw his apartment and I was like, all right. He literally, my whole life, he was one of the only people I've ever met that had his own apartment where he paid for it himself. That is extremely rare. I did before I met my baby daddy. I had my own apartment, which is even more rare for a woman. Girl power. But yeah, that was pretty cool that I was able to have my own apartment, work, you know, pay all my own bills. My mom didn't help me. None of my exes helped me. They offered though. One time I got COVID and I was sick for 10 days. And my ex-husband was like, do you need help paying rent? I was like, no, I'm okay. I got savings. And my mom offered to help. I was like, I'm all right. But anyways, I did it all by myself for 6 months. And then I was like, okay, I'm tired of living alone. So then I met my baby daddy because I felt like God said, you deserve to be somebody's wife. So there you go. I met my baby daddy. Anyways, what else did I admire about people? My very first boyfriend, when I was 25, he was into jiu-jitsu. So he had a pretty good body. And I liked that he did jiu-jitsu. I was like, that's hot. That's hot. He knows how to fight. You know, and I played basketball for 12 years, so I always wanted someone who was athletic. My baby daddy was a skater. I thought that was pretty cool. My ex-husband was a football player. He only played in junior high, though. Another one of my exes was a basketball player like me. I thought that was probably the main reason why I picked him and stayed with them for a year. Another ex that I had bought his own house all by himself. That was impressive. Yeah, that's something you almost never see. That's probably like 2% of the population. And he was only like 42. Bought his own house, brand new house. So I stayed with him for a year because of that. What else? None of my exes were really like super duper Christian, so it's not like I ever found that in a guy. Although my ex-husband, our first phone conversation, he read to me some poems that he had written that were like, one of them was like something about we need a revival in America. And he read them to me when I was on the phone with him, and I literally started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, I finally found a Christian guy. But he wasn't really that Christian. He was like half Christian. Well, he had written the poems like 5 years before I met him. And it's so sad when that happens, you know, people have like waves of being super Christian and then they like fizzle out. It's just like a fire. You can be a bonfire for God for a while and then the fire fizzles out and you're just like little embers, and it's very sad. And I mean, you could say I've had that in my life, where I've had various times where I was like a bonfire. And then other times where I was just like, the fire was like a small fire. You know, the fire comes and goes. Anyways, that's why you gotta stay. You gotta pray without ceasing. You gotta keep reading the Bible. You gotta keep listening to worship music. I think music is the key. The more secular music you listen to, the more your fire's gonna go out. So watch out for that. Like, I grew up listening to Mariah Carey, and I didn't even realize until I was older, like, how explicit her songs were. For example, Honey. What is Honey about? Yeah, that didn't even occur to me until like 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I listened to this as a kid. Anyways, Christian music is ideal. Try and listen to Christian radio when you're in the car. I would always try and listen to Caleb in the car. Caleb is awesome. My whole life, really. I mean, ever since I started driving when I was 18, I would try to always listen to Caleb. But when I was doing pizza delivery, I would listen to country, sometimes pop radio, depending on what song was playing. Yeah, you gotta protect your mind, you know, protect your spirit, protect your fire. Let's see, other things that I admired about guys that I was with. I don't know. I guess that's basically it. But the most admirable thing, men, is having a big savings account. That would be number one. Number two, being able to have your own place and pay for it without any help from your parents or whatever. And number three, having a nice body. You know why? Because if you can be disciplined with your body, you can be disciplined in any area of your life, you know? Yeah, like in work and keeping a job and being a good worker and being a good dad, being a good husband, you know. So, your body reflects every other area of your life. Y'all know that's true. Anyways, God loves you all. If you're single, I hope you find the person of your dreams. But maybe lower your expectations too, right? If you really want to find somebody. Although some people need higher expectations. If you have low expectations, make them higher. If you have high expectations, make them lower. And then if you're with somebody, I hope you appreciate them. I hope you tell them every day all the things that you like about them.